Come on in, my brothers and sisters, come on in. Your brother Tony is in the house. Come on in, come on in. I apologize, my brothers and sisters. I apologize greatly. I had a little technical difficulties, but I'm back in, so come on in, so we can get to this discussion this evening. And like I said, it's going to be very, very brief, my brothers and sisters, so come on back in, come on and get some of this good barbecue, my brothers and sisters, and I'm going to let you go, because I'm going out myself tonight, so come on in. Welcome to the weekend, my brothers and sisters. Welcome. Come on in, come on back in. I'm going to give a few of you an opportunity to come on in, because there's a particular topic that I want to discuss with you this evening, my brothers and sisters. So I'm going to give a few more people an opportunity to chime back in, because I lost contact for some particular reason. There was some technical difficulty, but like I say, I'm sorry, my brothers. I'm sorry, my sister, but I'm about to get back into this broadcast. As I was saying earlier, my brothers and sisters, the particular topic that we're going to be talking about tonight is very, very important that you listen up to what I'm about to say, and I'm not going to keep you long, okay, my brother and sister? Now, if this is your first time watching this broadcast, my name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I'm going to go back over this. I talk about relationship basically from a biblical point of view. When I say a biblical point of view, my brothers and sisters, I mean that God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. He represented the woman Eve to Adam, and at that particular time, the man Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I will call a woman, because she came from man. However, if you believe in any other type of relationship, my brother and sister, you can do whatever you choose to do. But I want you not to be, we're not at dinner time. We around the grill. We finna grill up tonight. And I want those of you that have another way of approaching relationship, I still want you to stay around and enjoy this good barbecue for tonight, okay? Now, when I say good barbecue, I'm talking about the topic. So that leads me to this particular topic that I'm going to expound on briefly this evening. And I hope that you, brothers and sisters, I hope that before I get into it, I want to extend a good weekend to you. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and do you, my brother and sister. You need some relaxation because of all this crazy stuff that's going on in this world. You do you sometime, okay? Now, the topic for this evening, my brother, the topic for this tonight, my sister, is love should have brought you home last night. Again, tonight's topic is love should have brought you home last night. As you know, I'm going to go to the scripture briefly, and then I'm going to get into tonight's content. As it is written in Luke 6:31, and Jesus is quoted as saying, do to others as you would have them to do unto you. This is Jesus doing the talking. Jesus said, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And with that said, tonight's topic, my brothers and sisters, is love should have brought you home last night. Now, what do I mean by love should have brought you home last night? I am talking to someone that have used someone or have used other people. It's a tragedy, but that's how this world operates. There is a man or a woman that, if you're honest with yourself, you have used someone or other people when it comes to a relationship. And where did I get this particular topic from? One of my friends and I, we was talking, and we talked about that movie called Boomerang, right? And we was talking about how sometimes a man or a woman, they can get in a relationship with other people, but they really don't care about those other people. It's basically about me, myself, and I. And that's basically how it is. It's about me, myself, and I. But instead of being about me, myself, and I, a man or woman should be able to put his or herself in someone else's place. That's how it should be. A man should put himself in a woman's place. when he talks to her and how he treat her, and a woman should put herself in a man place, how she talks and treat him. That's where we're talking about from what Jesus said a while back, do unto others as you would want him to, well, as you would want them to do unto you, which is fair, my brother and sister. But how we operate in this world, a lot of people don't view that point. It's all about me, myself, and I. Now, if there's a man and woman that I'm talking to right now, and you are using someone, or you have used other people, guess what? You going to experience the boomerang effect. Eventually, you going to experience the boomerang effect. How you doing, Sister Sherry E. Smith? What do I mean by that? If you all recall that movie called Boomerang itself, you had the Eddie Murphy character. He was the lead character on it, and he went by Marcus. And then you had Halle Berry, and you had Robin Givens, David Griffin, and you had Martin Lawrence. How you doing, Sister Flo Harvey Moore? Those of you that are coming in, tonight's topic, round the barbecue. We're not at the dinner table tonight. We round the barbecue because it's going to be quick and to the point. As you all know, my brother and sister, normally I try to pull myself away from doing the show Fridays and Saturdays, but I'm not going to be here tomorrow for sure because Cinderella and I, we got something to do. But I thought I would drop in and talk to you all briefly. And this show is definitely not going to be long. But anyway, while we round the barbecue, you get ready to take your plate and everything so you can get with your family friend, because that's what I'm about to do, get with some of my family friends shortly. But anyway, when it comes to the movie like Boomerang, and it's a reflection of real life, okay? Now let's look at the character Marcus, okay? Character Marcus. That's some real stuff, my brothers and sisters. There are some men as well as some women that run through other men and women. And it's in the mindset is me, myself, and I. But when you are using someone or a lot of people, you rarely think about that person's feelings. You rarely think about how that person thinks. You rarely think about your impact in that person's life. Because, my brother and sister, if you are a selfish person and you misleading someone because you trying to get something out of that man, sister, or that woman, brother, you are manipulating that man or you are manipulating that woman. So you get whatever you can out of it. And then you on next, and brother, you on to the next woman or women, or sister, you on to the next man or men. And you think that nothing is not going to happen. And a lot of people, brother, there are some women that you could have been involved with. You have left them heartbroken because they thought that you all had something going on, but they felt misled. And then some of you sisters, you have to listen to this. There are some men that was thinking that there's a possible future, but then he found out that he was being blindsided. So the man that misused a woman or women, and the woman that misused men, how you doing, Sister Sonia? I'm telling you, my brother and sister, you're going to get hit with the boomerang. What is a boomerang? A boomerang is the little device where you throw it out and it goes out and it comes right back to you. Or another way of saying it, you reap what you sow. So brothers, I'm telling you this now, brother. I'm telling you. You know how I can tell you? Because I have walked down that path before. I have done it. Yes, I know a lot of you think that I'm perfect. I know a lot of you think that. How you doing, my little sister? I have, honestly speaking, my brother and sister, in my younger days, when I thought I was all that in a bag of chips, and my relationship with God was not that too tight, I was doing that kind of stuff. You know, I did it. I ran the game. I did it. But guess what? The boomerang the boomerang came back to me. I'm telling you, my brother and sister, how you doing, Sister Lisa and Sonia? The boomerang came back to me. And like you brothers too, if you running women or a woman, you gonna get hit with the boomerang too. It's no, and let me tell you how the boomerang get to you. You see, we don't think about the impact of how it's gonna affect another person. So, brother, if you misuse a woman or women, guess what? They gonna view other men like how you are. That's why some women say there's no good men. And I'm guilty of that. I could have contributed to how some women think about men when I was younger. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. And there are some of you sisters, you have to think too, what you have misled some men. And you got to face it. Brothers and sisters, we reap what we sow. We all reap what we sow. Okay, look, my little sister Renee, she let me know that mother here. By the way, all of you, I'm not keeping you all long tonight. Remember, we're not at the dinner table tonight. We're around the barbecue. We outside. We're outside, so get ready to take your plate. And so you can go ahead and enjoy with your other family member and friend. Call your brother Tony. He's about to take his plate too and go share it with some other family friends. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm also talking to someone that has a particular person in his or her life that you consider your main squeeze. That's an old saying, your main squeeze. And that person has your best interest in mind. That person loves you, my brother and sister, unconditionally. But you are taking that man or woman for granted because you think that he or she will always be there. While you are chasing, sister, another man, or brother, you're chasing another woman that don't care nothing about you. And they're going to use you like you used people in the past. But you still have that person that hope that one day you be able to open your eyes up to see who he or she really is. What do I mean by that? For example, my brother and sister, and I'm basically talking to some of you single people, okay? That's right, Sister Connie, Cousin Connie. This is what I'm talking about. Brother, you could have this woman in your life, and you could clearly see that that woman is into you. But mentally, brother, you have decided that you're not ready to invest totally in her. But she is willing to invest totally into you. And then on the flip side, sisters, there's this man that and then, brother, you got to look at it like this again, brother. Listen to me carefully. How you doing, Sister Karen? Brother, this woman, she wants you to invest in her heart. She wants you to invest in her heart. And she could feel it that you're not investing to her heart. She wants you to take those blinders off so you can feel what she feels. And then when we flip it around, sister, there are some men that want you to think that you need to be with him. He wants you to see him for how he is, men being analytical. But you don't want to invest in that man's mind. The man doesn't want to invest in the woman's heart, and neither does the woman want to invest in that man's mind. But you know that particular person there with you. And in the meantime, when you don't invest in the relationship, more than likely, the man that doesn't want to invest with this one particular woman, he normally running after another woman. And the same thing, the woman that doesn't want to invest in a man, a lot of times she's running after another man. I'm talking to someone now that you got someone on standby in case this person that you're running after doesn't work out. Now, you got to understand, let's go back into the past, my brother and sister. Remember, at one time, you used to use a woman or women, brother. Remember that in the past? Or sister, remember you used to use a man or men in the past, right? And then you got down to a little cool down spell, right? And then you got a pretty decent man or woman, but you still got that stuff in you. And there's this one particular woman, brother, that you really, really think you want. Or sister, there's this one particular man that you feel you want to be with. But the person that with you, you actually are using them too. Because you may have a person that you have elevated to the main person, right? But you still haven't invested. And it's just like, this is the boomerang effect, my brother and sister. Excuse me, this is the boomerang effect. So, brother, there's this certain woman that you running after. You keep running after her and running after her, and she using you. She using you like you used to use other women. But you can't see it. You can't see it. Now you're in the position right now, brother, where you receiving what you dished out a while back. And the same thing, sister, you are running after this other man. But you forgot what you did to this other man or men in your past, how you used them. To tell you the truth, my brother and sister, when it comes to the boomerang effect, and I'm a witness because I have did it before, and I got hit. I got hit. The stuff that I dished out in the past, I got hit. How you doing, Sister Sheriff Ferguson? I got hit. And I'm going to tell you this, brother. If you using a woman or women, you're going to get hit with the boomerang. Sister, if you use a man or woman, you're going to get hit with the boomerang. Guess what? I know. I thought I was going to avoid it. I thought that I was an exception to the rule, my brother and sister, but I wasn't. You're not no exception to the rule, brothers. Sister, you're not no exception to the rule. What I did, and like a lot of you brothers and sisters did, you probably didn't have no tight relationship with God during that time. Like in my case, I wasn't either. But you see, when the Lord saved me, like he saved some of you all, then a lot of times you be able to see what you did to another person. And it should grieve you to your heart. The only thing you could do, my brother, if you recognize that you have hurt a woman, how you doing, Sister Twyla? Brother, you recognize that you have hurt a woman or women, you should be able to say something like this when you talk to that woman say, you need to go to her and say, I'm sorry, I messed up. It's on me. It's nothing that you did. It's all on me. I'm responsible, and I don't want you thinking that all men are like that. And then the same thing too, sister. If you have hurt a man, you need to go to that man and say, or men and say, if they're receptive to you, you need to say, look, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm responsible. I'm sorry for what I did. I don't want you to think that all women are that way. Because I'm telling you this, my brother and sister. Brother, if you treat a woman or women a certain type of way, a lot of them get the mindset that all men are like that. And vice versa too, sister. If you misuse a man, a lot of men come to the point, based on one woman, that misuse them, all women are like that. There are so many people that got a problem investing in a relationship, and a lot of times people have a problem investing in a relationship based on their past. But I'm going to tell you this, brother, you are going to get hit. Sister, you are going to get hit, because guess what? You eventually, my brother and sister, you should get to the point where you're tired of running games on people. Brother, you should get to a point where you get tired of running games on women. Sister, you should get to the point where you get tired of running games on men, especially if you got someone in your life right now that really wants to have a relationship with you. Because this is what happened. That person has a limitation, and you don't know what that limitation is. You think that that person's going to always be there while you running after someone else. Don't be in a position, my brother and sister, where you get shocked that that person leaves. And when that person leaves, at that particular time, you're going to say, I have been a fool. I've been a fool. I use a person or people. Now this person is in my life. Instead of me spending my time and investing in this person, I'm still out there running after other people. And the person that you running after, my brother and sister, more than likely, they don't want you. They want what you have. They don't want you. And then a lot of times, when that person that get fed up with what you're doing, that man or woman going to leave you. And when that man or woman leave you, you going to feel very hurt. You're going to realize that all this time, bro, this is what some of you bro going to be thinking. All this time I had a good woman in my life, and I didn't see it. And some of you sisters say, I had a good man in my life, but I didn't see it. You brother going to say, I was running after this one particular woman or women, and all I was doing was running after the flesh. And some of you sisters, you're going to be saying the same thing. I was running after the flesh or material gain when I had the right person. And then when you come to yourself, you might want to reconcile with that person that left you. And you don't know whether that person go into the no contact with you. And the worst thing, my brother and sister, is that when a man or woman leave you, brother or sister, because you've been acting foolishly, and it's hard to get back with them. Now, there are some exceptions, but sometimes you're going to have to put some work in it, brothers and sisters. You're going to have to put some work in it, because it's going to be hard for that person to open up his or her heart to you again. It's going to be very difficult for that person to open up their heart to you, because that person, he or she seen whereas they had invested all into you and you took that person for granted. How do I know that? Because, brother and sister, your brother Tony have walked that road before. Your brother Tony have thrown a boomerang, and your brother Tony have had a boomerang to come back at him. Some of you that listen to me right now, you have thrown a boomerang, and a boomerang has been thrown back at you. So, brothers and sisters, you got to remember what Jesus said in Luke 6:31. Luke 6:31, Luke 6:31. Jesus said, do unto others as you will want them to do unto you. That's what some people call the golden rule. It is clear, my brother and sister. Brother, listen to this, brothers. If you want a woman to do you right, you got to look at that woman and say, if I say this, what would it do to her? Will it lift her up, or will it bring her down? How you doing, Sister Tasha? If I do this, how would she feel? Will I hurt her by doing this, or will she feel good? And then some of you sisters, you have to look at it like this. What will he think about me if I say this to him? Or what will he feel if I do this or that to him? That's how you put yourself in another person's shoes, my brother and sister. It's very difficult sometimes. That's why, my brother and sister, a lot of times, majority of the time, for you to be able to be very sensitive, brother, to a woman or sister, so you can be very sensitive to a man, this is where Jesus come in. Jesus will help you so you won't go through the boomerang effect. Sister Tasha said, trust is hard to get back once it's damaged and been taken for granted. Amen, sister. You are right on point. Trust is very delicate, my brothers and sisters. It's very delicate. And I'm going to tell you, my brother and sister, some of you know, if you have walked down that road before, that once you realize that you messed up and you did some foolish stuff, and just let's say, for example, you go back to that person that really did you right. And let's say that that person give you access to him or her. What you need to do, my brother and sister, don't make no excuses. Don't make no excuses. You need to be accountable, and you need to take responsibility for what you have done. You, brother, and you, sister, need to say, look, I did you wrong. It was nothing that you did. You was a good man to me. That's what you, sister, should say. You were a good man to me. And brother, you need to say you was a good woman to me. And if I were you, I wouldn't take me back. But I'm here. I'm sorry. I can't change what I have done in the past. I'm manning up. Brother, if for you, yes, I done it. Don't lie, brother. Don't lie. Don't lie and make excuses. She don't want to hear it. Don't lie and don't make no excuses. Just say, yes, I'm responsible. I did it. I messed up. I made a decision. It didn't have nothing to do with you. I made a decision. I'm not going to be like Adam and Eve and pass the blame. I'm standing here. Only thing I could do is say, forgive me. Just forgive me and please give me another opportunity. And don't get smart, brother and sister, and say, what would Jesus do? There ain't no time to say what would Jesus do, because you walking on thin ice. You don't want to throw that in. Unless this person is a person that following after God, and that person can identify with you. You know what I mean? So let me tell you this, brother and sister. Trust can be regained again. It can be regained. However, brother and sister, before you go to that man or woman that you hurt, you need to pray to God. You need to pray to God and admit that you did that person wrong. God gonna forgive you like that. But now the person that you got to deal with is not God or Jesus. That's why you can't go to no person and say, what would Jesus do? You can't go to a person and say what Jesus do all the time. You got to go in and man up, brother, sister. You got to go in and woman up. Some of you sisters, if you messed over a man and stuff like that, cause it's more difficult to gain a man back than a man gain a woman back. It's very difficult. It's hypocrisy, but it's more difficult. Sister, you need to go to that man and say, look, you a good man. It was nothing that you had done to cause me to do what I did. I'm responsible. I'm accountable. And if you give me another opportunity, just please give me an opportunity. And don't get into all that dramatic stuff, sisters and brothers. Just be straight, be mature, and talk to that person. Say, just give me another opportunity. And don't press them. Whatever you do, don't press them. Don't have them say, make a decision like that, because it's going to take time for them to digest. And the best thing to do, my brother and sister, see, can you have a face-to-face talk with them. You don't want to do this on no phone. If you get that person on the phone, try to convince that person to meet you face-to-face, because when you're trying to get back into a relationship, it's better to do it face-to-face than over the phone. Because when it comes to communication, you have verbal communication and you have non-verbal communication. The person needs to listen to your voice in real time, and that person needs to be able to look at you while he or she is talking. So it's best to not use the phone if possible, and don't force yourself back into that person's life. If that person you do talk, give that person time. If that person says something like, I need time to think about it, don't rush them. Do not rush them. That's the worst thing you could do, rush. I know you want them to forgive you like that. I know you want to have your relationship good like it used to be, but you starting back over. you are actually starting back over. You got to have, hopefully that person give you another opportunity. But let me tell you this, my brother and sister, if that man give you another opportunity, sister, if that woman give you another opportunity, brother, take advantage of that in a positive way. Learn from that and don't go backward. Don't be like that dog that throw up and go back and get his vomit. What I'm talking about? When you look in the book of Proverbs, I don't know exactly where it's at, but there is a situation in Proverbs, Solomon talking. Solomon said, this is what a dog do, and some of you have seen what a dog will do. If a dog eats some food, and if that dog eats some food and it messes with its stomach, what a dog would do is it would throw the food up. This is how dogs work now. That dog would throw that food up on the ground. And that dog would say, I feel better now because I got all that stuff off my stomach. And this is what the dog would do. The dog would walk away. And when that dog walk away, you know what that dog would do? That dog would turn and look back and say, I'm going to go back and eat that again. That's what dogs do. That dog would turn around and go back and eat that vomit that it throwed up. That's how some men and women do when they don't learn their lesson. You left out of some mess. You trying to get it straight with that man or woman, brother and sister, and then you feel pretty good. Just like the dog feel pretty good when it threw up. You feel good, brother. You feel good, sister, that man or woman make time for you and try to work it out. But don't go back and eat the vomit, my brothers. Don't go back and eat the vomit, my sister, like a dog. You ain't no dog. Your name ain't Rover. So your dog ain't, if your name ain't Rover, if your name ain't Rin Tin Tin, Lass and stuff, don't be called by a dog name. Because that person, if you mess up and do it again, you don't want that person to say that old dirty dog. I knew better. I knew I shouldn't have done it. Don't do that. Brothers and sisters, it's time to be accountable for your action. Stop making excuses. As of tonight, brother and sister, if you have a problem, if you knew, and if you know that you messed up with a man or woman, and if they're not in another relationship, and they want to, and if they might be receptive, because the night Friday, they might want to go out. Don't take it to no movie because you can't talk. You can't talk in no movie. If possible, if you still have feeling for that person, and that person may be receptive, I don't know. He or she might be receptive. Just reach out and say, hey, let's get together and talk. Brother or sister, take that person out to dinner that you messed up with. Go ahead and take them out to dinner and talk. Don't press them. If they said, I got to really think about it, you say, okay. Don't say nothing like how much time you need. Don't do that. Say, okay, I give you all the time you need. And this is a critical part, my brother and sister. This is what you say. I'm going to give you time to think about it. I understand you need time, and you take as much time as you want to. I know you brothers and sisters don't want to say that part, but you got to say it. Say, take as much time as you want to. And if you take as much time as you want to, then call me. And I will accept whatever you say. And that's how you do it, my brother and sister. That's how you do it. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for being at the barbecue tonight, because we weren't at the dinner table tonight. We was at the grill barbecuing. Now go ahead, brothers. Go ahead, sister, and get your little plate. And go ahead, because your brother Tony, he closing the grill. He done cooled the charcoal. And it's time for me to go. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Don't be hit with that boomerang, brother. Don't get hit with that boomerang, sister. Remember, love should have brought you home last night. Peace out.